Hi, my name is Heather, and today I'm going to show you how to make an SVG of a silhouette with the text cutout in Vector Q that you can bring into Cricut Design Space. This is going to be the start of a series where I'm going to draw some SVGs and I'm going to walk through them with you. And these are going to be SVGs of different kinds that I think would be great for you to sell online. So the first one is going to be a silhouette with a text cutout. And this is really popular for decals or iron-ons, and I think it would be great to sell online, and you can make all kinds of different themes. So today we're going to go with the theme of a bunny rabbit, and the text is going to be "Rescued is my favorite breed." If any of this is confusing, you might want to go back and watch my video on how to create a single color SVG in Vector Q. So that'll teach you all of the basics, and if you watch that one, then you'll be all set to do this tutorial. I'm in Vector Q and I'm going to click on New Drawing, and I have my new drawing here, and I'm going to go to my layers panel, and this is going to be my first layer, and this will be the layer that we draw the silhouette on. So I'm going to double click to rename it, and I'll name it Silhouette. And I'm going to grab my brush tool and go to Appearance, and I'll just pick black for the fill. And then if I draw, and then it's going to be black. And if you want to change the size at all, we can go up to Tool Brush, and I think I'll just bring the size down a little bit. Also in Tool Brush, I have the pencil selected, which is just going to be one width, so it's not going to change widths as it goes. Now I'm going to collapse that and start drawing my bunny. So I'm going to start by doing an oval for the body, and I'll do another oval for the head. And then let's go ahead and connect these. And I'm going to add a foot at the bottom and a leg and a little tail. And this doesn't have to be perfect because we'll be able to edit it later. And then let's just do the ears. Also, if you have a hard time drawing this, you can draw it first in like Procreate and then bring it in and trace over it. Now we can use our node select tool, and we can kind of move around the different lines in case we want to kind of edit it a little bit. So I'm going to move some of this stuff around. And if you remember, we can add an anchor point by clicking a spot, and then you can move that spot. And you can also delete an anchor point by clicking on it and clicking delete. Now I'm going to grab my select tool, and I'm going to grab everything, and I'm going to go to Actions, Edit Paths, Outline Stroke, and then I'm going to go to Edit, Combine, and this way it is a shape instead of being an outline. And then I'm going to go to Actions, Edit Paths, Break Apart. And now all of the holes became shapes, so I can do Combine, and now it is one whole silhouette. So now it's kind of easier to see if there's anything weird about it that we want to change. So I can grab my Select tool, and I can do any further edits that I want to do. One thing I really like is you can also grab like an entire group of points and move it. So that's really helpful too. I'm happy with this silhouette, so now I'm ready to add the text. I'm going to go to my layers panel, and I'm going to lock that layer so that I don't move it around or anything. And I'm going to add another layer on top of it. So I'll click the new layer button, and I'll double click on the name, and we're going to name it text. I'm going to grab my text tool, and let's go to Appearance, and for the fill, let's make it white. Eventually the text will be a cutout, but to start, we're going to do it in white. I'm going to click where I want the text to be, and then this blinking cursor will come, and then I'm going to take my finger and double click, and that will bring up the keyboard. So now I'm going to type my first word, which is going to be rescued, and then I'll click the select tool. So now I can just move it around and I can make it smaller. And I'll just fit this in wherever it fits. We can also change the font. So if we go back to our text tool and go over to tool text, then over here we have all the different fonts. So we could pick a different one if we wanted to. If we want to just kind of resize it like this, we can use the select tool again. We can also write some of the text. So I'm going to grab my brush tool. I'm going to use that same setting for the brush tool, which is the pencil, and make sure it's white. And then I'm going to write is my. And then again, we can edit it with the node select tool. I'm resizing this a little bit smaller, and then I think I'm also going to make it a little bit thicker just to match that text up there a little bit better. So I'm going to click the stroke tool and then go up here, and I can make it a little bit thicker. Let's just move this down a little bit now. I can also make some of my downstrokes thicker, so I can just grab the brush tool again and just kind of double up some of these. Now let's add the word favorite. For that, I'm also going to write it. I think I'll just thicken the downstrokes on this one as well with the brush tool. And now we just have to add the word breed, which I think I'm going to use the font for that one. So I'm going to grab my text tool and I'll click right here, and then I'm going to double click in the box and I'll type out breed. Grab my select tool and let's just make it a little bit bigger here so it fits better. I may want to add some little embellishments, so I can also just grab the brush tool. Maybe I'll make it a little bit smaller, and I'll just do like maybe a little heart here. We can just kind of fill in some of the extra space here. I think I'm pretty happy with that. So now we're going to grab the select tool, grab everything, and we're going to go to actions, text, convert to curves, and then we can also do actions, edit paths, outline stroke. Also, our text is still grouped, so let's go to actions, group and mask, ungroup. And now, as you can see, everything is outlined, as you can see with the blue outlines, but we do need to merge it into one shape. So now we're going to do edit, combine. I would just like to move the heart up a little bit, so I'm going to grab the node select tool, and I can grab just the heart with the little rays coming off of it and move that up. And that's good. So now for the last step, we just want to cut all of this out of the silhouette, because right now it's actually a white object here. So let's unlock our silhouette layer. So the text and the silhouette layer are both unlocked. We're going to grab everything. And then since the text is in front of the silhouette, we can just do the subtract front right here. It's hard to tell, but the text is gone and the text is actually cut out of the silhouette. So what we can do is grab our text layer and just delete it. And then for our silhouette layer, we can grab the node select tool and grab it, and then you can see all these little nodes here for the cutout. Another thing you can do to kind of preview it is go to document up here and change the background of your document. You can press the little checkerboard, and then you can see the checkerboard through the cutout. So that way you can kind of preview it a little bit better to see your cutout pieces. And if you want to go through and just kind of perfect it a little bit even more, if you're kind of a perfectionist, you can really zoom in and you can see if you have like a little bent part here or something, you can just grab your node select tool and click on it, and you can just move all these around so you can really perfect it however you want it to be. Now that that's all done, we can export it as an SVG. And by the way, you do need the paid version of VectorQ to export as an SVG, but it's only $5.99. And I'll have a link in the description. So we're going to click on Share up here in the upper left corner. And we're going to click on SVG, Open in, Save to Files, give it a name, and click Save. And now we can go to Cricut Design Space, create a new project, upload, browse files, and find the one that we just saved. Give it a name. So here's our imported file of the bunny silhouette. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, as always, you can let me know in the comments, or you can email me at heather@heathercash.com. Keep an eye out for future tutorials where I'll teach you other SVGs that you can make to sell online or just to share with friends and family or whatever you want to use them for. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so I know to make more videos like this. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!